Hi there, it's Abby. And yes, we are back with a classic book related video. For today, we're going to be doing a half-year wrap-up of the books that I've read so far in 2021. Also, the books that I am currently reading, and I might touch on my TBR list as well. I hope you're ready to go book shopping again. But before all that, I want to make an announcement. Thanks to the Mindset Mentor podcast by Rob Dial, I had sort of an epiphany, that I wanted to start a tradition here in our channel. So for every video, I'm going to be starting an interactive activity for us. I'm going to be calling it the Minute of Gratitude. Basically, in every video, I'm going to be starting off with 1 minute of us listing down 3 things that we are grateful for, big or small. It may be for the day, for the week, maybe for the month, or in general. You can put your list down in the comment section below, but you can also just think of it as we take our minute of gratitude. For those of you who do not want to participate in this, I will be putting timestamps down below in the description box for you, so you can skip to the main portion of this video. But I do highly encourage you to participate in this because a minute of gratitude and positivity can make your day. So I'm going to be doing this with you. Of course, I will be sharing the things I'm grateful for the day. And I will be using my phone as a timer. So we're going to be setting a 1 minute timer. So let's start. Okay, for me, I am grateful for my 124 subscribers. I know that most of them are probably my family and friends. Thank you so much for supporting me. And for those of you who do not know me personally, thank you so much for sticking around and watching my videos. It makes me very happy that I'm able to give you value with my videos. I'm also grateful for the weather today. It's not so hot. I mean, the sun is not beaming down on me so harshly. So I'm able to film without any air conditioning or electric fan. And I'm also grateful for the coffee that we had this morning. It was very yummy and had some chocolatey notes, which I really love. And 3, 2, 1. Okay. I don't know about you, but that felt great. Oh. May alarm pa ako. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into the video. So take note that the books that I'm going to be talking about are a mix of things. So there are fiction, there are self-help, and one poetry book. So I'm going to be talking about them, my reviews on them, how they impacted me, if they did impact me. Maybe I will be putting a spoiler alert for the fiction books that I will be talking about, so don't worry. So I just opened here my Goodreads app. So para sa mga walang Goodreads na account, share ko lang sa inyo na meron silang feature na reading challenge. Nakikita niyo ba? Yes, beauty guru. Ayan. So, sa Goodreads na app, meron sila yung mga reading challenge. So, for my 2021 reading challenge, my goal is to read 12 books. So, at least 1 book per month. And so far, I'm actually 1 book ahead of schedule. So, I'm proud of myself for that. Good job, self. So, I will be sharing with you in chronological order the books that I've read so far this year. And we're going to be starting off with a fiction book. So I'm going to be putting a spoiler alert here if ever I do mention things that might spoil you. So the first book that I've read for the year is One to Watch by Kate Stayman, London. And unfortunately, I do not have my physical copy of the book here, but I'll put a picture over here of the book. It's very pretty book actually. Anyway, basically the reason why I read this book is because this is one of the I think, top 10 or top 20 books, romance books in 2020. Something like that, in based on the Goodreads list. Wait, I will be searching. 2020 Goodreads books. Goodreads Choice Awards. Yeah, it is actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Top 7 in the Goodreads Choice Awards 2020 in the romance category. So again, spoiler alert, I might be mentioning a couple of spoilers as I talk about it right now. Basically, the premise of this book is that there is this famous blogger who is named Bea Shoemaker. I think that's how you pronounce it. Bea or B. I think that's how they pronounce it in other countries, but in the Philippines we pronounce it as Bea. So I'll just use Bea. So Bea is a plus-size fashion blogger, and she is, like many, obsessed with a reality show, which is like The Bachelor or The Bachelorette, and it's called Main Squeeze. I think it's mainly like The Bachelorette, since it's the woman who goes into the show to find love by dating contestants who are men. You know how it is. I finished this book back in January, and as I can remember, what happened was that Bea criticized Main Squeeze for being non-inclusive, meaning it's always the attractive people who appear on the show. So again, Bea started a sort of revolution against Main Squeeze for not being inclusive. And so, you know how it is in social media. Once someone is being bashed, a lot of other people chime in. So yeah, Main Squeeze was being pressured to resolve this issue of non-inclusivity. So what they thought of doing is getting Bea, the one who started it all, to come to their show and be the woman for the season to find love. So she does go on to the show, and blah blah blah, things happen. Just imagine a reality TV show, The Bachelor, The Bachelorette. That's basically what happened. But you know how our society is with regards to plus size people. Nag-struggle si Bea talaga kasi may factor pa ng body insecurities niya, so bullying. And that's actually what I liked about this book. It doesn't sugarcoat the struggles of being someone who is plus size. It did not cover up the fact that she did have body insecurities despite being a famous plus size blogger. But for one to watch, I only gave 4 stars in Goodreads. Let me just read my review on it. The concept is great. The execution of the storytelling within the book is also different from what I've read in the past. I also like that it didn't sugarcoat the struggles of body insecurities, like what I said, and the reality that there are bullies and people with insincere intentions. However, I felt like the love story was rushed and somewhat forced. But, that's just my opinion. I don't know. For those of you who have read this book, what did you think about it? Okay, the second book is actually a reread, meaning I read this book a while back, and I do not have the physical copy of this here as well, so I'll just put a picture here again. And the book is The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. Is that how you say it? So this book is a classic and is very memorable to me because I remember that this was a required read for us back in college. And I remember at the time, although it did impact me a little bit, I guess I was just too young to fully internalize what I was reading. Well, internalize. I reread this with no other intention than to be able to read something, because at that time I did not have anything in mind to read. I did not feel like reading any other book, so I read it again. And let me just read a brief description here on Goodreads. So this story, dazzling in its powerful simplicity and soul-stirring wisdom, is about an Andalusian shepherd boy named Santiago who travels from his homeland in Spain to the Egyptian desert in search of a treasure buried near the pyramids. So that's the basic premise of this book. So what I've learned from this book is that in search of our personal legends, we will encounter a lot of hardships, a lot of trials, a lot of storms and challenges and deserts in between. Okay, so this is the perfect summary of what it's all about. Lush, evocative, and deeply humane, the story of Santiago is an eternal testament to the transforming power of our dreams and the importance of listening to our hearts. So yeah, that's basically what it's all about. It's a very simple read. It's not heavy. There's not much drama there. Yeah, I think it's just a very simple book that is very easy to read and reread, and great reminder that there will always be obstacles towards our dreams, but it's important that we listen to our hearts. Yes, okay. Moving on, the next book that I have finished this year is The Gratitude Diaries: How a Year Looking on the Bright Side Can Transform Your Life by Janice Kaplan. So this is actually a book that I bought in the Big Bad Wolf sale in 2020, February 2020, before everything went down. And to be honest, it took me a year to finish this. Yeah, I started May 5, 2020 and finished May 11, 2021. So it's not much of a page turner for me, but it's just a very light read. It's basically the diary of Janice Kaplan in the year that she decided to practice gratitude every day, looking at the positive side of everything regardless of the bad things that could happen. And I don't have much to say about it. It's a good read. It's a great reminder to be grateful every day, but I don't think it impacted me in a way that I hoped it would. Wait, let's see what I wrote back in May. So I gave it 4 stars. So let me just read to you my review. Even though I couldn't relate to Janice Kaplan much, given her privileged lifestyle, the tone of her book was to cater a mass audience. Although I still have a lot of room to improve my sense of gratitude, this book helped me become more aware of the things to be grateful for in my life, big or small. It was not much of a page-turner, but it is definitely worth reading. From what I can remember, Janice Kaplan, the author, she interviewed a lot of other people, which was documented in this diary, about the benefits of being grateful. Maybe it just became a little repetitive for me. That's why it took me a year to finish this. But regardless, gratitude, guys. Gratitude is very important for us to practice in our everyday life. Next up is a book that was recommended to me by a friend, and it is the book of Ichigo Ichie. I think that's... how do you pronounce that? Wait.
Ichigo Ichie.
Ichigo Ichie. Okay. So, the book of Ichigo Ichie. The Art of Making the Most of Every Moment the Japanese Way. This is another very light read, and I love it. So the basic lesson in this book is that every moment is unique, regardless of how similar circumstances or factors may be. So, for example, you're meeting with a friend at a restaurant that you always visit with him or her, what you would experience there in that moment will not be the same with what you experienced before and what you will experience in the future. Actually, Ichigo Ichie is translated as what we are experiencing right now will never happen again. That's the perfect description of what this book talks about. This book also covers a lot of Japanese traditions, like tea ceremonies and things like that. And yeah, for a very light read, this is good. Let me see if I give a review in Goodreads. Okay, I gave this 4 stars, but I did not write a review. I finished this book just a few days ago. Last month. June 4. So yeah, this is good. I actually also bought with this Ikigai, which is by the same authors, I believe. Yeah. I think this was very famous back in the day. Oh, not that long ago, but recently. And this is The Japanese Secret to a Long and Happy Life. And I haven't read it yet, but I believe Ikigai is about your purpose, and I'm excited to read this. And I love Japanese culture in general, so. And these books are so pretty. Anyway. Next book is Love Looks Pretty on You by Lang Live. Lang Live the walls. So hopefully we won't get copyrighted there. But this was also a book that took me a while to finish. Let me see when I started and when I finished. So I finished this June 28, 2021. I started May 10, 2021. I remember I bought this because back in 2020, around maybe July or August, I was going to buy a gift for my friend, and I was looking for the top poetry books, and this is one of them. So I bought one for him for his birthday, and then later on I also bought one for myself. And just the cover is so pretty, and I actually love this book. It's actually about a lot of things, about love, about self-love, about heartbreaks, I think there's also about family here, and about experiences. And let me see if I wrote a review. I did not write a review, but I rated it 4 stars. I mean, I like it. I like the poems and the process inside, but I think it was a little lacking for me. Maybe it did not make me feel things that I wanted to feel. But nonetheless, it's good. I still recommend it as a poetry book. Last book that I've finished as of today is actually another book that's been recommended to me by a friend, and it is The Subtle Art of Not Giving a And as you can see, I loved it. I put tabs in the things that I want to be constantly reminded of. This is not your typical self-help book. This touches on topics that are not usually touched on by other self-help books, and that's its edge over the others, to be honest. But the main lesson in this book is that we have to choose which values we give an F about. Because if we give an F in every single thing, every little thing, things will not happen for us. Things will just get complicated. Let me look for a couple of points I can share with you. This one. This one is good. I actually put a tab here to remind myself of it. If suffering is inevitable, if our problems in life are unavoidable, then the question we should be asking is not how do I stop suffering, but why am I suffering? For what purpose? That is really good. Oh, this one's good. As a rule, people who are terrified of what others think about them are actually terrified of all the SHITTY things they think about themselves being reflected back at them. Powerful, powerful. Anyway, there are a lot of great points in here. It does not linger on one topic over and over again, which is good because I tend to get bored with self-help books that go around and around. Yeah, highly recommend this. And I also bought with this the sequel, Everything is Toot, a book about hope. So this is interesting, and I will be reading this as well. And actually, I'm thinking about doing this again in December so that we can have like a year-end wrap-up. So we'll see if I finish this by the end of the year, and I'll give you my thoughts about it. Now, for the books that I am still currently reading, some of these books are just books that I got bored of, but I think I will still continue at some point. Some are just newly started. Is that how you say it? Kakasimula ko pa lang. I'm going to start off with a book that I am actually currently still reading. I haven't stopped. I just started it. When did I start this? Wait, let me see. In my currently reading list, I started this June 28, 2021. So this is Atomic Habits by James Clear. An easy and proven way to build good habits and break bad ones. Tiny changes, remarkable results. This is very famous in the self-help productivity realm of YouTube. And I believe this is actually rated really high on Goodreads. Yeah, it's rated 4.36 stars. That means that most are 4 or 5 stars. So again, I haven't finished this, but I will be reading you a short narrative here in the back. No matter your goals, Atomic Habits offers a proven framework for getting 1% better every day. James Clear, one of the world's leading experts on habit formation, reveals practical strategies that will teach you exactly how to master the tiny behaviors that lead to remarkable results. So that's the first paragraph here, and so far that's what I'm getting from it. And actually I'm only on page 20, so I can't say much yet, but I'm excited to finish this. And again, maybe in the year-end wrap-up, I will be including this and tell you my thoughts on it. So the rest of this currently reading pile is actually books that I've kind of stopped reading, but I intend to continue reading them. So first up, we have China Rich Girlfriend, and it's already folded here. Oh. Anyway, I finished the Crazy Rich Asians book back in 2020. I remember I stayed up all night till the morning to finish that book. And compared to the movies, I loved it. Wait, I also love the movie. The Crazy Rich Asians movie is one of my favorite movies of all time. But the book was... let's just say there are a lot of things that the movies did not cover, which were covered in the book. In the book, they actually cover the stories of other characters more in depth compared to the movies, because in the movies they covered mostly the Nick Young and what's her name? Oh my gosh. Wait. Rachel Chu. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. The Nick Young, Rachel Chu story was what was focused on in the movies. But in the book, they covered the other characters' backstories and what happened in their lives. And yeah, I appreciated that in the book. So I bought China Rich Girlfriend. I haven't bought the third book just yet. I'm waiting to finish this, but I don't know why I stopped. Oh my gosh. I just read the prologue and then stopped. I think I stopped because I was reading other books and I just wasn't that interested in this just yet. But this is very interesting given the summary at the back. Then, a chance accident reveals his identity. His as in the birth father of Rachel Chu. Suddenly, Rachel is drawn into a dizzying world of Shanghai splendor, a world where people attend church in a penthouse, where exotic cars race down the boulevard, and where people aren't just crazy rich, they're China rich. The backstory of Rachel Chu's father, biological father, is actually covered in depth in the first book. So, from this, I'm guessing that her birth father is actually very rich in China. But yeah, I highly recommend the first book, and I will tell you my thoughts on this if ever I do finish this by the end of the year. Next up is the Daily Stoic. Okay, so this book is unique, to say the least. This is actually a book with day-to-day entries, and I stopped at March 27th, and that's mainly because I got really busy. Actually, I tried to read this continuously. I think I actually really stopped at February, and then I had a day where I read continuously and reached March 27th. Then I stopped again, and I don't know if I'll continue this because I'm the type of person who does not like skipping pages, and it's already, what's today? July 2. And if I skip to July 2nd, I would be skipping this many pages, and I feel uncomfortable for some reason. But we'll see. Maybe I'll pick it up again soon. But it's a really good book for daily reminder of the Stoic lifestyle. Anyway, Stoicism is like it's a philosophy, and it was practiced by a lot of great leaders. The philosophy asserts that virtue, meaning chiefly the four cardinal virtues of self-control, courage, justice, and wisdom, is happiness, and it is our perceptions of things rather than the things themselves that cause most of our trouble. That's the basic premise of Stoicism, and this just covers different aspects in our lives and how we can apply Stoicism, the philosophy in that aspect of our life. Anyway, yeah, I think I will do my best to finish this one because it's a great philosophy and I need it. I need to have that kind of mindset. And second to the last is Becoming Supernatural. Why am I holding that weird? Becoming Supernatural by Dr. Joe Dispenza. How common people are doing the uncommon. Now, this book is not for everyone. I think this is a little bit esoteric, and it's mainly about meditation. It also covers various scientific experimentations of Dr. Joe Dispenza with regards to meditation. I remember starting this in 2020, but I stopped because I think it got a little bit repetitive for me. But it's a very good read if you want to practice meditation, learn the benefits of meditation. I personally am not someone who meditates every day, but I've heard a lot of great things about it, and this will also give you an idea of the benefits that you will get from meditating. But again, there are points here that may cause some people to go, What? But yeah, let's see. I want to finish this, to be honest with you. I want to finish this and be able to practice meditation, but I can't seem to find the motivation to do so. As you can see, I also put tabs there. I think those are things that I want to remember. I will get into this again. I swear. I swear. So last, yes. How long have I been filming? Last is Midnight Sun. So, as I've mentioned in my 50 facts about me plus no mirror makeup challenge video, which I will link here, Twilight, the Twilight Saga is the first book series that really helped me start reading, inspired me to read. So when I saw this in Fully Booked, I thought, yes, I should buy this. It's only right that I read this. My inner child will thank me for it. So I bought it. It's actually a hardbound copy as well. But it was discounted, as I can remember. Anyway, so this is basically Twilight in Edward's point of view. So this is a very thick book, and I think it's around 400 pages. No, it's actually 600 pages. Oh god, it's a very long read. And I remember being able to read that much back then, but I don't know. But I'm proud to say that I'm already halfway through this. Wait. I'm already at page 334. But that's the thing. I'm already halfway through this book. But I'm still somewhat bored. So again, this is Edward's point of view, and being someone who's immortal and who isn't sleeping, he is very creepy towards Bella, to be honest. Oh, spoiler alert. But yeah, creepy. Other than Edward being a creep show, I do appreciate that we get more in depth into Edward's history, his family's history, their stories, things that I believe I didn't know before from reading all 4 books. All of the 4 first books, I mean. So I appreciate that about this one. But again, it's kind of boring for me because things get so repetitive. Edward is just stalking Bella everywhere and doing nothing else. So not much has happened in the 300 pages, but I will power through this because I bought this book and I should finish this for the sake of, you know, appeasing my inner child as well. Okay. I don't know how long I've been filming, but that is it for this video. I've gone through all of the books that I've read so far and what I'm currently reading or will be reading again soon. Please do comment down below if you have any book recommendations. I would love to hear them. And although I do have a lot of unread books, I would be happy to check out what you recommend. So yeah, that is it for this video. Please do give it a big thumbs up if you liked it. Comment down below any other video suggestions or requests you may have. And don't forget to subscribe if you like contents like this one. Also, self-development, lifestyle, beauty, and travel vlogs soon, hopefully. And don't forget, there is always something to be grateful for. I will see you in my next one. Bye! And don't forget to subscribe. Grabe, ang daldal ko kasi.